Hey, I'm John Michael Swift, and this is my lesson on Pentatonic box number 3. It's kind of the root box of an Indian raga called Madhmad Sarang. Most of you probably won't be playing Madhmad Sarang. You'll probably be using this for the minor pentatonic blues thing, but it happens to be there. Lesson navigator below to kind of help you find your way around this lesson. Timestamps to get you to the essential things, and links to my website that have all my other free lessons and all the tabs and all the shapes for this lesson. All stuff that'll help you out, and yeah, that's all. Let's get into it. So this box is a little more twisty than some of the other ones, and I think it's easiest usually to remember this by the frets that it happens on, because you can't really do it finger to fret. You eventually have to do some kind of shift to get through it. So I would usually start with my pointer finger on the 10th fret of the E string, if we're thinking kind of A minor pentatonic, which is common I think for most players. We're going 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, and a little block there. Now it's going to change a bit. And you're going to go 9, 12, shift up to 10, 13, and then 10, 12 again on the top. And then make sure you go down as well. 12, 10, 13, 10, 12, 9, and then the block down here, which is all 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10. And again, a lot of blues players are going to want to try to keep on their strong fingers while they're doing this, especially if you've got a lot of bends going on. So kind of the utility way to finger it that I use is you start out going 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, but right when you get here, you put the 4th finger in there so that your first finger can kind of pop back here to this really easily. You go 4, and as soon as that goes down, the first finger kind of pops back and is ready to go right there. Pop there. Then you can either use the 4th finger or the 3rd finger here. If you want to keep on the strong fingers, use the 3rd finger. Again, you can do this whole scale kind of with the 3rd finger if you need to. You can just go 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. I find that a little bit difficult in terms of just stretching a lot, but some people will prefer to do that. But if you want to keep with the kind of using the pinky, just make sure you stick it in there, slide back, and then kind of slide the pointer finger up here to kind of get yourself up here. So as you're coming down, slide the pinky back in to get you around that, and then use the pinky there to get yourself back into this lower box down here. But the first finger is kind of on all these strings down here. And this is another box that, you know, because it just seems so irregular, it's a little tricky to remember, but if you break it down into smaller parts, you should often be able to remember it. Again, just like in the root box, the minor pentatonic box number 1, you have this sort of block down here. It's just like a block of 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3 with the fingers. So if you can kind of take some time, just get to know that it's on the 3 thickest strings. Just spend some time getting real comfortable with that idea. And then you can kind of see this other thing that's happening up here. There's this little shift that happens right here, where you're back a fret from where the block was, and it's 1, 4, and then you got to shift up 1, and it's 1, 4 there. So again, there's a little mirror thing going on here. There's 1, 4, 1, 4 things, but they're like a fret away from each other. The one on the B string is a little bit higher down the neck than this one is. This one's a little bit closer to the nut. This one's a little bit closer to the bridge. So just take a second with that, and then just tack on the top 2 frets right there. Just 1, 3 on the top string. So see if you can tack that on to the little mirror object you have right there on the G and the B strings. And then when you're ready, connect to the stuff down here. So you got the block, you got the mirror little shape in there, and then you got the top 2 frets on the E string. Eventually weave it all together. Just make sure you take enough time with each one of those little areas so you feel comfortable with it before you start putting it together with the other ones. It'll be a really helpful way to memorize the scale. And yeah. yeah, it's about all we have to say on this for now. Take it to the practice room and have fun with it.